Hello everyone. This week's rental is the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-5 all-wheel drive. It's a stoutier look to it, sitting on 19-inch fat rims, which is needed for the off-road capabilities. Modern design cues as the other Mazdas. Same honeycomb design grille. Underneath the hood is an inline 4. Pushing out about 187 horsepower and roughly the same amount of torque. It does come with a stronger 2.5 liter turbocharge, which pushes it over 250 horsepower, but this base model is a 2.5 liter without the turbo. So let's take a look around. Really sleek design. I like it. It's a little bit, I think it is a little bit bigger than the previous year's model, which I like. Something that I like to point out is that it kind of has like these fender grills right here to make it kind of like a fender flare. Let's see in the hood, everything's automatic, which is nice. Decent amount of cargo storage, and also push button down to close. Let's hop in the back and check out the rear compartment. So this Mazda CX-5 does have some kind of cramped leg room. 6 foot tall, no space for my knees, just barely snug and fit. So this kind of falls into line with the the smaller Mazda CX-30, but at least with this one you could actually fit comfortably 3 adults back here, or I wouldn't say comfortably but snugly, 3 adults. The interior is pretty upscale, pretty premium, leather with carbon fiber and red etching trimmings. It does feel like a little bit of luxury up in here. You actually have push buttons. Usually luxury equals push button lights. Rear climate vents. Unfortunately, no USB connectors. Although the legroom is kind of tight, there is plenty of headroom space, so you don't feel cramped if you're sitting back here. Center moves down as a third passenger, or a center console with 2 cup holders, and this is where they left the USB ports. Instead of being on the vents, it's over here. Let me switch over to the middle seat and see. Yeah, so the middle seat is a little bit snug as well, but you could easily fit 3 adults in here. They might be a little bit cramped, but it's doable. So let's really hop into the front and see what is going on up there. All right, so the front is, in the cockpit, you're needed with a analog speedometer and tach. And over on the right is a digital gauge for mileage, trip information, cruise control, and gas and temperature. So that's kind of neat as well. Leather wrapped steering wheels with red etching gives it that premium feel and design. Steering column, you have your light controls and signals, and then over onto the right hand side is your wipers front and back. You have your air vents over here, you have your opening up the trunk, you have your incline decline controls for the all-wheel drive system. And then for the safety features, your lane departure, you could turn it on and off. Over here, you have your power windows lock controls. Really digging the premium feel. It's very comfortable. The seats are comfortable as well. And those are also leather and with red etchings. This model does come with a sunroof or moonroof, so that's kind of nice. Over here, rear view mirror, you have your garage controls as right here. And then I don't know what these buttons are for. Could be for dimming. Who knows? You have a 10-inch display, which is both it's semi touchscreens, like when you have Android Auto up. There's some buttons that you could touch and it'll activate, so it's kind of weird. But for the most part, the controls are on this knob, which is signature Mazda. You have two air vents moving on down below the screen, or the information screen, and then your climate controls, and over here you have your push button start. So nothing too big. Over here you have a little bit of storage space and a 12-volt adapter. You have your gear controls. Moving on down, you have your sport mode to turn it on and off, your electronic parking and hold, and your infotainment controls with the volume keys right here. That actually takes a little bit of getting used to. Two cup holders in the middle. You have coin tray, a deep small storage area, another 12 volts, and two more USB-Cs. So I don't think there is any more USB-As. What's this over here? Oh, so this is an SD card slot for any upgrades that you may have to do to the system. So all right, so moving on over, glove compartment, standard size, 2024 Mazda, nice carbon fiber trim, soft leather, decent amounts of storage up at the top, some more push buttons, and moonroof controls, which is nice. So since this is an all-wheel drive, and it shows over here that it could have incline and decline, I really want to spend the rest of the time testing it out on the roads. Hopefully I can find some curves and some off-roads, and we'll see how it performs. All right, so on the road, the Mazda CX-5 SUV performs. It wants to perform, or it feels like it wants to perform like a Mazda Miata. Steering is crisp and sharp. handles pretty comfortably in twists and turns. Braking is pretty grippy, although I did find that hard braking, it did have a little bit of it needed a little bit of extra distance to stop. I think that has to do with the extra weight on the car. It's weighing in at 3,800 pounds compared to like the CX-30, which is like 3,200 pounds. So that extra 600 pounds does weigh in on the braking. And however, it doesn't affect it too much in cornering. So suspension is comfortable, maybe a little bit on the firmer side, being that, like I said, it is kind of like a sedan in an SUV format. But it is a road vehicle first, and a off-road is secondary. So that's probably why the suspension is a little bit more firm in that aspect. Engine-wise, power-wise, it is pretty decent. From the 2.5 liter inline 4, 184, 87 horsepower or so. In the city and on the open road, it's fine. The power is fine. The only drawback is if I were to try to pass up cars or entering the freeway, it does lack a little bit of power in that aspect, and so maybe opting for the 2.5 liter turbocharged 250 plus horsepower may be the way to go in that aspect. Now, the transmission is a 6-speed automatic transmission, so I'm glad that it's not the CVT. It makes the driving experience a little bit more engaging, and it does help out a little bit in the power department, where if you switch to sport mode, within the 6 gears, it does a better job of rev matching, keeping up the revs to keep it in the power band, so that way it will help with passing and whatnot. There is also a manual, an automatic, but you can switch it into manual, and if you want to select your gears that way, that will you can do that as well. But I find just switching using the sport switch right there, it does a nice job of the power performance. It's not too big of a difference, but any little bit helps, especially with the underpowered engine, because this is the same, I believe this is the same engine that is in like the Mazda CX-3 and the Mazda 3 sedan and hatchback, which are all lighter vehicles. So for a rental, it's not a big issue, but if you were to purchase it, I would highly opt for the turbo charge engine. That way you'll have all the power that you need. So as far as gas mileage, it does pretty well. is saying that I'm averaging around 38 miles to the gallon, according to the info gauge on here, which is pretty respectable. So no problems there. All-wheel drive is standard on all trims, so that's a plus. So it is a all-weather type of vehicle in that aspect, with all-wheel drive being standard, which is really cool. So for the most part, it keeps well, before I get into that, there's plenty of safety features that are standard. You have your lane departure, blind spot detection, and then also adaptive cruise control, which will make those long trips a lot more comfortable. So I really like the whole package that the CX-5 is going for. It may lack in power and storage and legroom space, but it all makes up for it in the driving experience, meaning that it drives like or wants to drive like a Mazda Miata, and also the premium interior. If I didn't know any better, I feel like I would be in like a Lexus or in an Infiniti, or even like a European model car. So overall, a very good SUV, compact SUV. Can't go wrong with it if you're looking for more of a driver's experience. If you're looking for storage and legroom space, maybe go for the Honda CR-V or anything like that. So I just want to make this portion brief, because I do want to find some type of off-road to test it out, even though that will probably be out of this vehicle's element, but it's still nice to see how that performs. All right, so I found a canyon, and for the next 2 miles, it's a 10% downhill slope. So let's test out the CX-5's handling capabilities. 30 miles an hour. Let's see how fast we can go. Whoa. Not too bad. Not too bad. Kind of windy.
In a quarter mile, turn right toward Park Road 5.
Nice view of the canyon. It's not like driving in the mountains or anything like that.
Turn right toward Park Road 5,
But
then your destination will be on the left. Continue on P5 for 7 miles.
it performs quite well. It's pretty stable in the corners. Still have to brake a little bit, but it's not too bad. Whoa, okay. You gotta brake a lot. But overall, pretty impressed with the driving experience. It really does kind of want to act like a Mazda Miata. Alright, so here it goes, down steep, downgrade. Wow, okay. There we go, now we're going into the canyons. Nice. Whoa. Wow, this is pretty awesome. All right. Let me pause this video and navigate through these twists and turns. Look at that over there. Oh yeah, you can't see it. Oh man, but that's pretty steep. All right, let me pause this video and hopefully I can find something off-road. If not, then thanks for watching. Bye now. So since this is a state park, this is as much of an off-road that I could find. It's mostly bike trails, and all of the dirt roads are kind of gated off, but we'll give this a try. I'm going to set the traction, incline, decline traction control on and off, and then we're going to go hit up. Ooh, this one. Ooh, this looks like something that a car could possibly get stuck on when it's pretty muddy. Oh yeah, got kind of stuck on there. The four-wheel drive hits it like no problem. And we got some muddy waters up in here. No issues whatsoever. And then anything else? All right, so it gets pretty smooth from right here. I'll pause it and see if I can find anything else. All right, that looks rough. Oh, it's a horse trail. Let's explore over here. Ooh. Okay, not bad whatsoever. Stopped. So for the most part, CX-5 all-wheel drive gets an A for off-road, even though it's really meant for being on-road, but you can take it off-road and be confident to not get stuck anywhere. I'm pretty satisfied. Well, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this ride. See you guys in the next videos.